Good afternoon and welcome to the Noble Capital Markets Virtual Equity Conference. I am Joe Gomes, Managing Director and Senior Analyst at Noble Capital. Today I have the pleasure of introducing BioHarvest Sciences. Following the presentation, we have some time for Q&A. Feel free to submit questions using the Submit a Question function. With us today from the company is Ilan Sobel, CEO. With that, I'm going to turn it over to the company. Ilan, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Joe. Good afternoon to everybody. My name is Ilan Sobel. I have the privilege to be CEO of BioHarvest Sciences. And I'll take you through a probably 15-minute high-level presentation on our company and how we're changing the world. And then this will be followed by Q&A. So firstly, I'd like to spend some time talking and explaining what is our unique platform proprietary technology that we call botanical synthesis. Well, our technology, botanical synthesis, actually today solves three significant problems, challenges that have stopped major industries utilizing the power of the plant kingdom. As we know, plants contain unique phytomedicinal compounds that are so important for our overall health and wellness. But unfortunately, in the last 50 years, major industries like pharmaceuticals, cosmeceuticals, nutraceuticals have shied away from leveraging the power of these phytomedicinal compounds from the plant kingdom. And that's really been driven by three critical reasons. One, plants and their respective compounds are very challenged because it's very difficult due to the fact that plants do not grow consistently in the ecosystems. So there was no consistency of these phytomedicinal compounds. Two, the most critical phytomedicinal compounds are found at such small levels within the plant that there was no economic viability because one would have to grow so many plants and had to spend so much money on different extraction techniques to be able to have a final end compound or molecule that could be used commercially. And thirdly, one cannot patent nature. And obviously, companies who are spending a lot of resources in this area wanted to own their own patents. So we developed botanical synthesis technology platform, which now today is a mature technology. It's been 17 years and more than $100 million that we've invested in this technology process. And this technology process today feeds two significant businesses in our company. One is a direct-to-consumer products business, and the second one is a CDMO services business. I'm going to spend a little bit of time talking about each of these businesses, but first I want to spend a couple of minutes just helping you understand the power and the magnitude of change that our technology process called botanical synthesis is able to drive in the world and help you understand how. So when it comes to our technology, we have the ability to take the plant once, just one time. And our scientists understand exactly where inside the plant are the specific cells that produce the phytomedicinal compounds that are so important for our health and wellness. We take these cells and we grow these cells on Petri dishes. And at this stage, we're doing hundreds, sometimes thousands of experiments where we change the food, we change the temperature, we change the lighting, and a whole number of other variables that we keep in our black box from an IP perspective. But at this stage, we're achieving two outcomes. One, we get the cells to actually produce the exact same phytomedicinal compounds that the plant does. We call this mirroring. And two, we identify within the plant a specific molecule, compound that we want to target and magnify. And we magnify this specific compound by an order of magnitude. We call this magnification. And so, for example, in our red grape cell product today, which is a major part of our products business, we targeted Piceid resveratrol, which is the gold standard of resveratrol. It's like the Rolls Royce of resveratrol. It's a glycoside. It has amazing solubility and bioavailability, far superior than regular trans resveratrol. And we, in our technology, we were able to increase the levels by 100 times more versus what is found in the plant. And what's important is that we do all of this in a non-GMO way. We do not change in any way the molecular structure. So once we've done the mirroring and the magnification, we lock the cell bank. And we never have to go back to the plant. And then what we do is we take these cells and we are able to train these cells, to condition these cells, almost to toughen them up, because plant cells are like human cells. They have memories. And there's a very unique process, protocol that we've developed with 17 years of experience to be able to train the cells to be able to grow in industrial scale, 1,000-liter plus liquid bioreactors. So in literally 18 days, the cells multiply. They elicit the phytomedicinal compounds that we trained them to do when we did all the original tissue culture work in a petri dish. And they produce these phytomedicinal compounds. And we harvest the bioreactors. We drain all the liquid media out. And we're left with this rich mud of plant cells with these unique compounds, making together one powerful complex molecule that we then dry, and we're left with this final molecule with very high solubility, bioavailability, and ultimately efficacy. So this process we can use on any plant in the plant kingdom. We ourselves have already validated this on multiple different diverse, complex plants. What's also important to understand is that in addition to the patents that you have with our technology, which are composition patents, process and utility patents, we also have the ability with our technology to deliver unique sustainability outcomes. Sustainability is at the core of the technology, and we utilize a microfraction of the land, of the water, and the energy. So today, we monetize this technology initially in a product business unit. This is a direct-to-consumer business unit that today we have more than 50,000 active customers purchasing our Vinia products, with literally north of 85% being subscription, with best-in-class lifetime value, cost of acquisition, and one of the lowest churn rates in the industry, because we produce the best efficacious molecules from plants. So when we look at our red grape cell product, we've done multiple clinical trials, all double-blind, placebo, published in peer-reviewed scientific journals. And the core clinical trial that we base a lot of our structure function claims that we make in the marketplace according to FDA guidelines is on a clinical trial that we were able to demonstrate by taking one capsule of Vinia every single day for 90 days. We were able to significantly increase the flow-mediated dilation of one's arteries. In fact, all the people in the specific trial increased the dilation of arteries by at least 70% versus baseline. Increased arterial dilation drives more blood flow. With more blood flow, you have much greater delivery of oxygen and nutrients to the body, tissue, cells, and organs, as well as the removal of toxins. And from the increased oxygenation, you have more physical energy. From more blood flow to the brain, goodbye brain fog. You have much more mental alertness. We're able to maintain blood pressure within already normal ranges. We reduce oxidation of LDL cholesterol, reduce oxidative damage to one's cells. And with these structure function claims and with our clinical trials that we've been able to validate and demonstrate this, we today have become the king of blood flow in the USA, and we're rapidly building a very, very powerful economic model, commercial model, direct to consumer, which is really anchored in recurring subscription revenue. Of our 85% of our business, which are subscription, 95% of those people are 3-month or more actual recurring subscriptions. So the business today is very dynamic. We're a high innovation company. We have our core capsule flagship business as we go after the superior blood flow. And we've now started to disrupt and innovate multiple other categories, which are major billion-dollar categories with our strategy of superior science, superior efficacy, and superior taste. We recently launched a Vinia superfood coffee in the marketplace with a regular version and a decaf version. Today, this is the most premium coffee in the market because we're bringing all the power of our supplement, all the power of our partially resveratrol, together with great tasting coffee. And up until today, literally over the last 6 months, we've sold north of $650,000 of coffee direct to consumer under subscription. We're launching a range shortly. We're going to be the first functional coffee which is Nespresso compatible. There's no other company that's been able to take their molecule into a unique Nespresso pod. And we're also launching a line of tea products in tea bags and in Keurig compatible system. Our focus as well is on other billion-dollar categories like hydration, where we're going to be launching a unique hydration product into the marketplace. It's going to be backed with clinical trials. This is going to happen late this year, bleeding into early next year, where we're going to be, again, the power of blood flow together with hydrogen. We've developed a formulation with an electrolyte system that produces hydrogen. Hydrogen is a major antioxidant and reduces oxidative damage to the cells, helping to improve muscle performance and recovery, targeting elite athletes. And it's going to be NSF certified so that we can go after major athletes in NFL, NCAA, MLS soccer. Again, disrupting a multi-billion-dollar category where superior taste, superior science, and superior efficacy is going to be the winner. And then we're launching a range of skincare, very high-margin products into the market. Again, all direct to consumer, because our molecules work not just systemically, but they also work as it relates to driving significant improvements in overall topical wellness. We have multiple molecules that are going to be bringing to the marketplace in our products business. Our next product we'll bring next year is an olive cell product, which has the highest levels of verbascoside. Verbascoside is the most potent anti-inflammatory polyphenol from the olive. This is going to be targeting liver health. 1 in 4 Americans have non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. It's a significant market to go after. So this helps you understand the uniqueness of our products business that the technology supports. But importantly, we've now developed a CDMO services business because we decided as a management team, we wanted to positively impact the health and wellness, not just of 50,000 people as we do today in our products business, but how do we go in 5 years to impact 5 million people, and then beyond that to 50 million and then to 500 million. And we realized the way to do this was to open up our technology, 17 years of missionary know-how, as well as significant investment, over $100 million, and open our technology to major titans of industry. So today, we've opened up a CDMO, contract development and manufacturing organization services business, where we are providing unique molecules to meet the needs of the pharma industry, biotech industry, nutraceuticals, cosmetics, and nutrition and sweeteners industry. And what's unique is that we're providing a very unique opportunity for major titans of industry to be able to go from the dream of a plant and the molecules that a plant produces to literally in 15 to 24 months to have their own patented molecule that they own the composition rights to in 15 to 24 months that can be produced at significant industrial and commercial scale with unique consistency, reliability, economic viability, and potency, which drives the patents. And they can do this all with $1.8 to $2.5 million of non-recurring engineering investment over a milestone-driven process. So we have already signed two major deals. We signed a deal, and this is public information, and this is why when we launched our CDMO business in February at Bio, driven by two material deals. One is with a NASDAQ-listed pharmaceutical company where we're producing for them a unique enzyme, which is part of their drug, which is today coming from a supply chain which is heavily compromised from an overall climatic as well as geopolitical perspective. And the other deal was with actually an ingredients company where we're developing the next generation of non-nutritive natural sweeteners. Think stevia on steroids. So very unique business model here, opportunity to really drive significant disruption across major billion-dollar industries, but working with titans of industry. And the whole idea is that once we develop the molecules, we then move into a royalty-based partnership model. This business delivers a 70% plus gross profit margin. Our products business today is delivering a 56% gross profit margin. Will move up to 65% by the end of this year. And the company, from a financial perspective, is focused on delivering EBITDA profitability by the fourth quarter. Just to give you kind of a magnitude of also the CDMO services business, this year we will take on board a class of 10 plants coming into our business. Each of these 10 plants, we believe we will be able to move through at least 4 out of the 10, a 40% conservative conversion rate of getting the molecules all the way through into a royalty-based model, which ultimately over 5 years for each cluster of 10 plants can produce north of $100 million in revenue, plus the non-recurring engineering expenses up front. And ultimately, our intention is 10 plants this year, will scale to 20 next year, and then move up to 40 by 2026. We're blessed to have an amazing team of highly competent, experienced professionals in each of the different areas. Ultimately, at the end of the day, we are a company that knows how to execute. My background is 18 years with the Coca-Cola company, running businesses across the world. One thing that Coke taught me how to do was to execute. We've executed revenue growth, double-digit consistent growth quarter on quarter. We've executed improved financial bottom line performance as we move the company to EBITDA profitability in Q4. And importantly, we're on a very fast path to have the company listed on NASDAQ as an additional listing to our current CSE listing, and with a focus of getting there by the end of the year. We just completed a 35-to-1 reverse split, very, very successfully, holding the company's value. And we're really looking forward to leveraging the power of our technology to, significantly drive a movement of change and impact the lives of literally tens of millions of people as we unlock the secrets of all the molecules that are contained in the plant kingdom and are able to democratize these molecules to improve millions of people's overall health and wellness. I'll stop now. If I'm sure there's a number of questions.
Thanks for that, Elon. Great presentation. Much appreciated. Let's get right to some questions here. I'm going to go right back to the CDMO model. When do you think that starts to generate those types of revenues for you? Is this a 25 or 26 type of numbers you think, or which maybe gives a little more color?
So this is largely will start to happen in the second half of 26, right? As we complete, we have a 15 to 24 month R&D cycle as we go, basically from the plant to the final molecule and training those actual cells to be able to produce the final molecule at a, significant industrial scale. As we're talking, Joe, 1,000-liter plus bioreactors, and every quarter our bioreactors are getting bigger and bigger as we really understand more on how to optimize our biology. And so ultimately, starting from the middle of the second half of 26, and that's why right now we're on a very aggressive path to build an additional manufacturing facility in the US to be able to meet the needs of the significant pipeline of customers that we're seeing from these, industries that are really in a way, going back to the future, by going back to the plant kingdom, because many of these industries started in the plant kingdom, but they left us. They left us because they wanted the patents, they wanted the consistency with chemical synthesis and other types of technologies. But now, fortunately, we as a company, after 17 years of significant investment, we provide that critical bridge to bring them the best compounds from plants in order to really give them a moat around their particular products and technologies.
And a follow-up there from the audience, are the two CDMO clients into phase 2 yet, or still in phase 1?
They're moving very fast through phase 1, very fast. Again, those deals were only announced in February. So we have phase 1 is 4 to 6 months. So we're well within, the phase 1 period, but we've been able to demonstrate really good success with those specific compounds that we're going after with our technology.
Okay. Another one from the audience. What are plans to expand product sales past the U.S. market? And have you released a forecast for 2024 revenues?
So great question. So firstly, the size of the prize in the US is just ginormous. I mean, when you look at the categories that we're going after, just the nutraceuticals, for example, you have $53 billion, heart health, cardiovascular health, and energy and mental alertness. All of this is about $16 billion, right? Then you've got the disruption that we're driving in the $5 billion functional coffee and tea market. Then you have the disruption that we're going to drive in the US hydration market. Think Gatorade, Powerade, Liquid IV. Look out for us. We're coming to you with science. We're going to be knocking on your door with disruption as a result of superior science and superior efficacy, and of course, superior taste. And then, you have literally a $16 billion overall, let's call it aesthetic cosmetics industry, which is looking for products that are naturally derived, which is looking for unique solutions, beauty from the inside out. Joe, you can't have great skin if you don't have good blood flow. So when you're taking a capsule every day in the morning, and then you use a serum and moisturizer in the evening with our molecule, this is the way we're going to drive transformational changes in people's overall topical wellness. So the bottom line is, literally, we haven't even put our toes into the ocean in the US. We have a facility today, $5 million we spent to build a 20-ton facility. That's north of $60 million in revenue. It's amazing economics, and that facility is like working at literally moving up to full capacity over the next couple of quarters. We're in the process now of building another 50-ton facility, which will be up and running by this time next year. That will, we believe, allow us to still meet the demand of our innovation pipeline going into the US. We do have regulation into Canada, and we're moving some exciting opportunities in other markets in Asia. But ultimately, the size of the prize and where our eyes are focused is on the US because, firstly, there's benefits of focus from a market perspective, specifically when you have great product market fit, and you have so many tailwinds in this market, and the opportunity to really drive scale and profitability is enormous.
So, following up on that, you were saying that the first 50-ton was, I forget the exact capex you're spending on that.
$5 million.
$5 million.
First 20 tons, yeah.
So, will you see kind of like economies of scale with the second one? Maybe it's not cost you $5 million. The capex
Correct.
goes down. How
Correct.
many of those do you think you're going to need here for the US?
Well, with the first, it's a great question. Just as far as economies of scale, when we look at our development from an engineering perspective and the knowledge that we have in building bioreactors, we're literally increasing the size of our bioreactors twice a year. We have literally process engineers that are, and that just drives enormous efficiencies and economies of scale. The US facility initial planning cycle is 160 tons. It'll be a modular facility when we look at the actual planning of it, so which would allow us to actually, broaden out to go from 160 to 200 to 240. We build it normally in 20-ton halls. So obviously, each customer, depending on the size of the customer, would get a hall or two halls, and then obviously having central services to be able to drive, significant operational efficiencies. So, ultimately, we believe that the CDMO, and just given the scale of the CDMO, think about it, in the area of developing the next generation of sweeteners. Stevia today can only go so far, right? I launched back when I worked for the Coca-Cola company, Vitamin Water Zero, and that was the first national brand to use stevia. And stevia is great. It was a major leap as far as the overall, let's call it health and wellness in the area of calorie management. But ultimately, there are a lot of challenges with many different applications of stevia. So there are a number of companies today that there's literally a war out there for the next molecule, the next sweetener molecule that has better applications. And we're in the middle of that war, because of our technology is what's going to be able to make the difference as we really take specific plants from around the world, and we're able to, mirror and magnify and then produce at a significant scale to be able to bring those molecules and democratize those molecules into the food chain. So if we got a home run with that, you're talking about 10 factories in the US. But, this is step by step, we'll get there. But it just gives you an ability to understand the magnitude of opportunity as you deal with these are giant, billion-dollar industries as you look at from pharmaceutical all the way to biologic to cosmeceuticals, nutraceuticals, and then, frankly, the food chain. The food chain today that is just searching for molecules more than ever before as companies try and improve overall functionality and health and wellness.
Okay, we're just about out of time, but I want to sneak one more question in here from the audience. It says, can you comment on your capital needs between now and a NASDAQ uplisting?
Yeah, look, the good news is that given the company's significant scaling of the business, somebody asked me about, have we given guidance for 2024? We've given very clear guidance quarter on quarter. We've met our guidance, and in most cases, we like to under-promise and over-deliver. We've given guidance for second quarter of 5.7 to 6 million. And, with a couple of days left in the quarter, it's looking pretty good. That's all I can say. We will give guidance shortly for the third quarter, moving to the full year as we continue to show the momentum in the overall business. But yeah, I mean, this is a significant opportunity for us as a company with our shareholder partners, and the money that's been raised now really is focused on growth, and it's focused on those factories, because we've got the operational burn coming down to a level that we're going to get to that break-even level by the fourth quarter on the EBITDA level.
Okay, Elon, we're going to have to leave it there. Great presentation. Really appreciate you taking the time to give us the BioHarvest Sciences story. Sounds really exciting. Wishing you luck in the future. Thanks again.
Thank you for your time. I enjoyed it.